Hello, good morning, children. I can see Amali and Isuri.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, Putha. Isuri, can you hear me?
Yes, madam. Good morning.
Good morning, Putha. මොකද කරන්නේ? අරෝෂට දෙන්න බෑ කියලා තියෙනවා. අනිත් ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස් ලගෙන් රිප්ලයි එකක් නැහැ. It's almost 8:05. We will start the lectures, right, children? හටන් ගමන නේද ළමයි?
Miss.
Okay, Miss.
Okay. Okay. So today's it is a lesson 12 and day 13 of Diploma in English, and we will conduct the lectures from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. for 2 hours. Okay. So today we will be learning two things, right? It's not rather grammar, but about practical life, right? In day-to-day situations, we need to send emails, right? When it comes to official communication, we need emails, right? So today we will learn how to write emails. And number two, this is the most important one, how to deliver a presentation, and also how to make a presentation, right? So we will be learning these two things, emails and presentation, right? This is a very important lesson. I don't know why the other students are absent. Anyway, so if we look at emails, Isuri, have you sent any emails? Email එකක් යවලා තියෙනවද?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Okay. Amali?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Okay. So both of you are familiar with emails, right? email එකක් යවලා තියෙනවා නම් පුතාලා දන්නවා කොහොමද email එකේ structure එක. Right? Okay. What is an email? An email is a message with text, files, images, or other attachments, right? It has so many functions. It is not just the text. අකුරු විතරක් වචන විතරක් නෙමෙයි අපිට තව මොනවද files, images, photos, and we can uh, include yes, documents and also attachments, right? Okay, Ruanti has come. Ruanti ඉන්නවද පුතා? Ruanti? Ruanti, can you hear me පුතා? Okay, so we can send so many things along with a text, right? text එකක් විතරක් නෙමෙයි අපිට තව ගොඩක් දේවල් email එකකින් යවන්න පුළුවන්, right? Okay, it is sent through a network. We need a mobile network to send, we need mobile networks to send an email, right? Or an internet connection. We can send an email to an individual or a group of individuals, right? We can forward the same email to many people, right? Other than writing it again and again, we can forward the same message, right? Okay, then there are two types of emails. What are they? What are the two types of emails? Yes, Isuri? Isuri, what are two types of emails?
Sender.
No, Puta, I'm asking two types of emails.
Madam, I understand.
Question, okay. Can you see the slide? Slide එක පේනවද පුතා?
No, madam, no.
No?
No. ස්ලයිඩ් එකේ මේ තාම ඕපන් වෙලා නැහැනේ.
Slide එක open වෙලා තියෙන පුතා.
ඕපන් වෙලා වගේ පේන්නේ නැහැ. තාම මේ
අමාලි පුතා පේනවද presentation එක?
මිස් ප්‍රසන්ටේෂන් එක ඕපන් වෙලා නැහැ තාම.
නැද්ද? එන්න බලන්න. Okay, දැන් පේනවද පුතේ? අමාලි?
පේනවා.
චමෝදි? චමෝදි? Chamodi, can you hear me, Puta? Okay, Isuri? Isuri?
දැන් පේනවා madam.
දැන් පේනව නේද? හරි. රුවන්ති. රුවන්ති presentation එක පේනවද පුතේ?
දැන් පේනවා.
පේනව නේද? හරි. Okay. චමෝදි? චමෝදි ඉන්නව නේද? Okay. So for the others, I will do a quick review. So we are going to learn about emails and presentations today, right? How to write emails and also how to make a presentation and how to deliver a presentation, right? So these are the two things we are going to learn today. Then we discussed what is an email. Email is an electronic message, right? We can send text, files, images, and other attachments, right? We can send Word files and PowerPoint presentations, right? Excel sheets. We can send anything using emails. And more than informal situations, it can be යාළුවන්ට friendsලට වැඩි email යවන්නේ නැහැ, right? We use it for professional purposes, right? To your boss, to your lecturer, right? We send emails to it is for professional communication, right? So it can be sent through a mobile network to an individual or a group. You can forward the same message to one person or a group of people. And then I asked, there are two types of emails. Okay, Isuri, can you tell me the answer now?
Formal emails, informal emails.
Yes, very good. Formal emails and informal emails. Okay, can you remember we learned about formal letters and informal letters? අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත මතකද formal and informal letters. So this is similar to that one. එකත් ඒ වගේම තමා, but it is short. Email එක letter එකට වඩා short. But the same thing appears here. Formals and informal letters වල තිබ්බ ටිකම තමා emails වලටත් අපිට apply කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? Okay, we will see what are informal emails. Okay, there is an example. Amali, can you read the informal email, please?
Okay, miss. Hi, Dan. I hope you are enjoying the warm weather. I just want to request the contact information for Debra Smith. We met briefly at the networking event yesterday. She said that you could send me her phone number and email address today. Thanks, Jai.
Okay, very good. So this is a sample of an informal email, right? Okay, Ruanti, can you tell me to whom we can send an informal email? The informal email එකක් යවන්නේ කාටද? Informal letter එකක් වගේම තමයි. Yes, Ruanti. Ruanti. Okay, then I'll ask from, yes, who is this double triple A, triple B, triple C? Yes, Ruanti. Signal and the hota hari khawana. Hari, it's okay. So who is this double triple A, triple B, triple C? Please unmute and speak.
Teacher Saumya.
Okay, Soumya. Welcome to the class. Okay, we have Soumya also. So, Soumya, you missed the beginning, but it is not much. We are doing about emails, right? So, in an informal email, you can see it is really friendly. And I asked a question. To whom do we send informal emails? Who can tell me the answer? අපි informal emails යවන්නේ කාටද? Yes, Isuri?
Friends letter.
Yes, friends. And when කාටද යවන්නේ? Friends and family, right? To friends and family members or relations, we send informal emails. They are not professional, right? Ruanti, I think it's a signal issue. Okay, so informal emails we send them to family and friends. Hi Dan, hi, and then you write the name of the receiver. ලබන කෙනාගේ නම. Hi, receiver's name, comma. I hope you are enjoying the warm weather. නිකන් පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරනවා weather එක ගැන. නැත්නම් හොඳින් ඉන්නවද? Right? Just like a letter. Then I just want to request the contact information for Deborah Smith. යාළුවෙක්ගේ contact information ඉල්ලන්න තමයි මේ මේල් එක යවලා තියෙන්නේ. We met briefly at the networking event yesterday. She said that you could send me her phone number and email address today. So this is the message, right? I hope you are enjoying the warm weather. That is just like සුහද කතාබහක් වගේ, right? It is not the message. It is just the beginning, right? And the real message is in the second paragraph. I want to request contact information. That is the message, right? And finally, thanks, J. J is the person sending this email. J. So if you want, you can put here with love, J, or yours, J, right? You can add and salutation. කැමති නම් විතරක් love කියන එක දාන්න පුළුවන් යවන කෙනාගේ නමට උඩින්, right? Okay. We will look at the format of an informal email. Now, you can see the informal email has 3 parts. Number 1, beginning, 2, middle, 3, end. Right? At the beginning, you can say hi and receiver's name. You can see here, hi, Dan. Dan is the receiver. අපි email එක යවන්නේ කාටද? Dan-ට. Right? And then in the middle paragraph, that's the place where you write the message. Here you can use contractions. What are contractions? I will, I'll. I cannot, I can't. Right? Short form and long form. Cannot කියන එක short කරලා තමයි contract කරලා can't. I can't come tomorrow. Right? So only in informal emails you can use contractions. Right? Informal emails වලදී විතරයි අපිට contractions කෙටි යෙදුම් use කරන්න පුළුවන්. That's the middle part. Then you write your message. පණිවිඩය ලියනවා message එක. Then ending. Best wishes, love, right? You can write anything. It's up to you, right? But this one is optional. Then we call it message email එක බලන්න. It doesn't have any ending. Ending එකක් නැහැ. Thanks කියලා විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. Right? Love and with love එහෙම මොකද දාලා නැහැ. It's okay. It's optional. කැමති නම් දාන්න පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් you can omit it. Right? නොදාන්න පුළුවන්. Best wishes or love, comma, sender's name. Right? Here we use only the first name. Right? අපි හිතමු ඉසුරි email එකක් යවනවා සෞම්‍යයට. Right? ඉසුරි email එකක් යවනවා නම් සෞම්‍යයට. You can start. Hi, Saumya. Only the first name. Right? Not the full name, not the surname. Only the first name. Hi, Saumya. And the message. Can you give me the lessons of the previous lecture. That is the message, right? And ending, laugh, comma, chamodi, right? Yawannage nama, sender's name, right? Is it clear? Is it clear so far? Amali,
Yes.
chamodi,
Yes, teacher.
okay, Isuri,
Yes, madam.
Ruanti,
Yes, madam.
okay. Soumya,
Yes teacher මේ කලින් කරේ ෆෝමල් ලෙට ඊමේල්ස්ද?
නෑ පුතේ නෑ අපි ඉන්ෆෝමල් වලින් පටන් ගත්තේ.
හරි.
Okay. And who is Galaxy J7? Who is Galaxy J7? Galaxy J7 2016. පුතේ මේ Galaxy J7 කියලා කවුද ඉන්නේ? Okay. So this is about informal emails, right? Now you know how to write an informal email. Next, formal emails, right? Formal emails. Soumya, can you read the email? Soumya,
Yes teacher.
can you read?
Dear Mr. Galagetara, Galaha,
Galaha.
we were delighted to receive your email concerning the recent discussion sent on the
Second.
22nd of June and will be happy to help you with your request. It was great to hear from you and hear about your request. So we would like to take you up on your offer and arrange a meeting on 30th June at our office. Should you have any more questions or doubts, please,
Doubts?
please feel free to contact us. We will be awaiting your confirmation to our meeting. Kind regards, Darren.
Darren. Okay, very good. So this is a formal email, right? This is a formal email. You can see the language. It's very professional and polite, right? හරිම අර polite විදිහට තමයි ලියලා තියෙන්නේ, right? We use please, be kind enough to, I would be delighted, right? So these are formal expressions. අපි අර යාළුවන්ට ලියද්දී send me the details කියලා නිකම්ම කියන්න පුළුවන්. But here it is professional, right? So here we can't use normal day-to-day language. We were delighted to receive your email, right? Now අපි යාළුවෙට යවනවා නම් කොහොමද කියන්නේ? Okay, I got your email. That's all, right? But here we say we were delighted to receive your email. It is more polite. Make a good polite, right? We were delighted to receive your email concerning the recent discussions sent on the 22nd of June and we'll be happy to help you with your request, right? අර කලින් වගේ කොහොමද වෙදර් එක හොඳයිද ගෙදර කට්ටිය හොඳින් ඉන්නවද ඒව අහන්නේ නැහැ. මේක formal email එකක්. එතකොට just up to the point. අත්‍යවශ්‍ය දේවල් ටික විතරයි කියන්නේ. අර සිංහලෙන්ම කියනවා අපි වැල්වට අරන් කියන්න යන්නේ නැහැ, right? Formal email එකක්, it is professional. You include only the most important details, right? And can you see? It starts with Dear Mr. Gallagher, right? Dear Mr. Gallagher. So it includes Mr. If it is a male, you should include Mr. If it is uh, if it is a married female, you should use Mrs. If it is a spinster, an unmarried lady, you should include Miss, right? And then surname. In the informal email, we use only what? First name. But here we use surname, right? Understand the differences between formal and informal emails, right? This is not just for your diploma, this is for your day-to-day life, practical life. දැන් ජොබ් එකක් කරන කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා, ජොබ් එකක් කරන්න හිතන් ඉන්න අය ඉන්නවා, කැම්පස් යන්න ඉන්න ළමයි ඉන්නවා, right? For all of you, this is really important, right? ජීවිතේදී email එකක් අනිවාර්යෙන්ම ලියන හැටි දැනගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ, especially formal emails, right? So we started with Dear Mr. Gallagher and then directly to the message. I received your email and we are happy to continue or help you with your request, right? කලින් email එකකට reply එකක් තමයි මේ තියෙන්නේ. Second paragraph. It was great to hear from you and hear about your request. It was great to hear from you. ඔබගෙන් email එකක් ලැබීම ඉතාම සතුටුදායකයි, right? It was great to hear from you. Again, polite language, right? email එක ලැබුණ එක ගැන සතුටුයි කියලාත් කියනවා, right? අපි informal එකකදී නම් මෙහෙම කියන්නේ නැහැ. But informal, right? Formal, professional email එකකදී we use this. It was great to hear from you and hear about your request. So we would like to, again, polite language, professional expression. We would like to. Extremely polite. So we would like to take you up on your offer and arrange a meeting on 30th June at our offices. So this is between a customer and an employee, right? Should you have any more questions? This is the third paragraph. Should you have any more questions or doubts? මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් හරි doubt එකක් හරි තියෙනවා නම් please feel free to contact us. Again, it's formal language. Please, right? We can use please, thank you, I would like to, would you be kind enough to, I would be delighted, I would be happy, it's great, right? All these expressions are polite, right? Harima acharashili, polite. Please feel free to contact us. මොකක්ම හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් කරුණාකරලා අපිට කතා කරන්න. We will be awaiting your confirmation to our meeting, right? So you can see there are 3 paragraphs. First, you will talk about the topic, right? Calling email එක සම්බන්ධ. That is in the first paragraph. Number 2, the message. අපි ඔයාගේ offer එක accept කරනවා. Number 3, third paragraph. මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් කියන්න, නැත්නම් meeting එකට එනවා නම් එනවා කියලා confirm කරන්න. Right? That is the third paragraph. So short, simple and precise. කෙටි වුණාට ඕන කරන ඔක්කොම විස්තර ටික තියෙනවා මේ email එකේ. Right? And finally, kind regards. Kind regards. It is a professional expression, right? Kind regards Darren. So there's a small mistake here. It's the first name only. But in formal messages, you should write the first name and surname. Darren Fernando. Right? Like that. First name and surname both you have to write. And also in formal, right? In professional emails, you should include the subject. Can you see? There are two blanks at the top of the email. Recipients, subject. What are recipients? Recipients කියන අපි email එක යවන්නේ කාටද? email එක යවන කෙනාගේ email address එක type කරන්න ඕනේ recipients කියන row එකේ. Right? And the subject. Here the subject is not mentioned, but formal email එකදී අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම subject එක දාන්න ඕනේ. Right? Subject. Okay. Can you tell me in this one what could be the subject? Yes? We can say accepting your offer. That is the subject. එතකොට email එක කියවන්න ඕන දැක්ක ගමන් අපිට subject එකෙන්ම කියන්න පුළුවන් මොකක්ද මේ mail එක ඉවරලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? So these businessmen, they are really busy. So they don't have time to go through all your emails and letters and stuff. Sometimes they will check only the subject. Right? So it has to be precise. Subject එකේ හරියටම දාන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද මේ email එකෙන් කියවෙන්නේ. Right? Email එකේ topic එක. Accepting your offer. That can be the subject. Right? Okay. Next we will see the formal email format. Right? The format of the formal email. Again, it has just like the informal one. Here also we have beginning, middle and end. And in addition, we have the subject. Recipients කලින් තිබ්බේ subject එක. Right? Here subject, you have to add the subject also. Beginning, it can be dear. Dear Mr. Pereira. Dear Miss Isuri. Dear Mrs. Fernando. Right? So you write the recipient's surname. Dear Mr. then recipient's surname. Or dear sir, madam. එක්ක නම දාන්න පුළුවන් නම දානවා නම් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම Mr. Mrs. Miss කියන කැලේ ඉන්න ඕනේ මුලට. Right? And නම දාන්න නැත්නම් we can write dear sir or madam. Right? Miss උනත් Mrs. උනත් අපිට madam කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So that is the beginning. And then middle. It is the message. The message we want to deliver. Here, remember very carefully, you can't use contractions. Right? Earlier, we could use contraction with family and friends. Informal emails, we can use contractions. But here, it's professional. If it is professional, you can't use contractions. Example, I'll send you the details. Incorrect. I will send you the details. Correct. Right? I can't come tomorrow. Incorrect. I cannot. Or if it should be, yes, I cannot come tomorrow. That's correct. Right? And finally, the ending. You can write regards, best regards, yours sincerely, right? It should be formal. You can't use with love, best wishes, no. Regards or best regards. Only those two are enough, right? එදක විතරක් use කරාම ඇති. And sender's first name and surname, right? Here we don't have a surname, but there should be. You can say Darren Fernando, right? First name and surname. Okay, before moving on to the next slide, I will ask a few questions. Okay, Chamodi, can you tell me, to whom do we send informal emails? Chamodi. Okay, Ruanti.
To friends and family.
Yes, very good. To friends and family.
Family.
Okay. Amali, can we use contractions in informal emails?
Yes, madam, we can.
Yes, we can. Good. And Saumya, should we write a subject in formal emails? Formal email ekkadi, should we write a subject?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Okay, good. So I think it's clear now, right? We will do a quick review. Informal email, you can use contractions, and friendly language. We send informal emails to friends and family, right? Formal emails, we send it to our boss or lecturers, right? Or someone in a higher hierarchy than us. අපේ level එකට වඩා උඩින් ඉන්න කෙනෙක්, right? Our superiors. If we send to our boss or our supervisor, right? We can, it should be a formal email. Formal emails, you can't use contractions. Can't, won't, I'll, right? You can't use contractions. And it has to be strictly professional. On a point එක විතරයි, right? Message එක, it should be short and clear. Next, it should start with dear, and you should write the surname. You can either write dear sir or madam, that's also correct. And ending regards or best regards, and then your first name and surname, right? I think it's clear for you. It's an easy lesson, right? Emails. So next, the most important one, presentation. So can you remember, children, I told you in this course, for spoken test, you will get 10%. Written test, 10%. Assignment, 10%. And presentation, 10%. Right? Then total, how much? 40%. See it, හතලියක් හම්බෙන්නේ මේ හතරේ මොනවද? Spoken, written, assignment, presentation. Then in the final exam, okay, I will show you. අලුත් අය පින්න අන්ට පොඩ්ඩක් පෙන්නන්න. Okay, can you see this new slide, Saumya?
Yes, teacher.
Can you see the course objectives?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our the orientation presentation for. I will remind you again, right? These are the course objectives. It's not what I want. See, if we have conducted classes properly, we should have finished it by now, right? December 13th. Okay. So, yes, this one. Course assessment, right? We have 12 speaking tests and 4 written tests. We already did one written test. Written test and speaking test we are doing them now. And then you have to do an assignment and a presentation, right? So for both assignment and presentation, I will give you the same topic. දෙකටම එකම topic එකක් මම දෙන්නේ. Right? And then final test paper, you have only one paper. Can you see the cost assessment? For written test, you will get 10%. Speaking test, 10%. Assignment, 10%. And presentation, 10%. And the final test paper, you will get 60%. Right? So final test එකටත් වඩා මේ අනිත් ටෙස්ට් වලින් පුතාලට පුළුවන් marks score කරන්න. Right? So presentation. Today we are going to talk about your presentation. මම පුතාලා presentation එක කරන්න ඕනේ කොහොමද කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. Right? Okay, can you see the previous slide? What is a presentation? Soumya, can you see it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. So, what is a presentation? If you look at this picture, you can see many people, right? But there are two types. Can you tell me? In this picture, there are so many people, but we can divide them into two groups. Those two are standing and those who are sitting. නැගිටලා ඉන්න දෙන්නයි ඉඳන් ඉන්න හතර දෙනා. There are two groups. What can we call them? So these two, the gent and the lady who are standing near the visual aid, what can we call them? Who are they?
Presenters.
Very good. They are the presenters. And the four people who are sitting, what can we call them?
The audience.
Yes, very good. The two presenters are presenting and there are four people in the audience, right? So you will also have to do a presentation in the class. Myself and the students will be your audience and you will have to do a PowerPoint presentation, right? Just like this. And you have to come dressed in a formal attire. You know what is formal dresses, right? You can't wear like it is not the casual wear. You have to wear a tight skirt and a blouse, right? The blouse has to fully cover your upper body. And for the gents, you will have to wear a formal trouser and shirts, long sleeve shirts, right? So when you come to the class to do a presentation, you have to wear a formal attire. Formal විදිහට තමයි එන්න ඕනේ මේ presentation එක කරන දවසට. Right? Okay. So what is a presentation? A presentation is a visual representation under a certain topic, and we describe and explain it to the audience. මොකක් හරි topic එකක් පුතාලට දෙනවා. එතකොට ඒ topic එක යටතේ presentation එකක් PowerPoint presentation එකක් හදලා slide එකෙන් slide එක play කරන ගමන් audience එකට කියන්න ඕනේ පුතාලා ඉදිරිපත් කරන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා. Right? For this you will get marks 10%. 10%ක් හම්බ වෙනවා presentation එකට. Right? So by next Saturday you have to prepare your presentation. Next Saturday with the Putana presentation එක හදලා මට එවන්න ඕනේ. Right? I will give you the format later. What makes a good presentation? Right? There are so many presentations. They can be good or bad. Right? If you want to make a good presentation, there are 5 key factors. Number 1, objective. ඇයි මේ presentation එක කරන්නේ? You have to ask yourself, why are you doing this presentation? Through this presentation, what are the messages you are going to give the audience? Why you are doing this presentation? And what are the messages you are going to give the audience? ඇයි මේ presentation එක කරන්නේ? Audience එකට මොනවද දෙන්න ඕනේ පණිවිඩ? Right? That includes in objectives. The presentation එක කරලා ඉවර වෙද්දී මේ objectives ටික complete කරලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Right? Next one, audience. So you have to think about the audience. කවුද audience එකේ ඉන්නේ? කවුද මගේ presentation එක බලන්නේ? Right? It will be me and the other students in your class. So you have to present it in a manner everyone can understand. හැමෝටම තේරෙන විදිහට තමයි මේක present කරන්න ඕනේ. Right? So you have to present it in an interesting way. Right? Boring නැතුව නිකන් හේ අර text එකක් කියවනවා වගේ එක දිගටම එකම tone එකකින් කියවගෙන ගියොත් it's not a successful presentation. Right? It should have ups and downs. Your voice, right? Your voice should attract the audience. So number 2, you should be familiar with your audience. Audience එකට ගැලපෙන විදිහට presentation එක හදන්න ඕනේ. Number 2, right? Then number 3, content. Content means what to include in the presentation. Presentation එකට දාන්නේ මොනවද? Right? So pre-planning is really important. Presentation එක හදන්න කලින් අපි මොනවද presentation එකට දාන්නේ? Right? There should be a main topic and subtopics. Right? Main topic එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒක යටතේ එක පොඩි කොටස් වලට කඩලා subtopics තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Right? That is the content. And this content, it should have a good flow. Hari flow එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ content එක. Introduction, body and conclusion. Right? අපි දැන් පටන් ගත්ත ගමන් කිව්වොත් thank you for being with me කියලා පටන් ගත්තොත් no. Right? Conclusion එකකින්. Conclusion එකෙන් තමයි අපි thank you කියන්නේ. මේකෙන් පටන් ගත්තොත් it's wrong. It's incorrect. Right? So you have to go with the flow. What is the flow? What is the structure? Introduction, body, and conclusion. Right? And then time. This is also really important. Right? Time. So for the presentation, I will give you 10 to 15 minutes. Right? When we start the classes, you have to do this presentation. Right? It will be before the final test. Final test eකට කලින් I will take your presentations. Right? So I will give you 10 to 15 minutes to present your PowerPoint presentation. Right? So that's time. අපි කොහොමද මේ time එක manage කරගන්නේ? Practice, practice, practice. Right? That is the most important thing. හොඳට practice කරන්න ඕනේ. හැමෝම ළඟ smartphones තියෙනවා. ඒකට smartphone එකේ තියෙනවා time එක. Right? නැත්නම් just you can use a clock also. So 10 minutes. 10 minutes නේ. ඒකට time එක on කරනවා. on 10 minutes දාලා තියෙනවා. Then you do your presentation. Practice කරනවා ගෙදරින්. slide එකෙන් slide එක දාලා ඒ slide එක යටතේ මොනවද කියන්නේ. But remember, a good presentation doesn't mean reading the slide. Slide එකේ මොනවා හරි paragraph ටිකක් දාලා කියවගෙන යනවා. No. That is not a presentation. Right? Include only points. අපි slide එකේ දාන්නේ points විතරයි. එතකොට අපි present කරනවා කියන්නේ මේ points ටික explain කරනවා. Right? We are explaining these points in our own words. අපේම වචන වලින් අර points ටික explain කරනවා. audience එකට තේරෙන විදිහට. That's a good presentation. Right? Okay. So දැන් පුතා ගෙදර ඉන්න ගමන් time එක on කරලා class එකට present කරනවා කියලා හිතාගෙන present කරනවා. Right? දැන් present කරලා ඉවර වෙලා බලන්න ඕනේ හරි කොච්චර කාලයක් ගිහිල්ලාද 20 minutes ගිහිල්ලා කාලය වැඩි only 10 to 15 minutes විතරනේ දීලා තියෙන්නේ. So again you will practice again ආපහු කරන්න. එතකොට 15 minutes it's okay. Right? 15 and 10 to 15 it's okay. තවත් ඊළඟ ආයෙත් practice කරනවා. Then 12 minutes. That's even better. තිබ්බටත් වඩා හොඳයි. Right? So it is the middle time. වැඩිත් නෑ අඩුත් නෑ හරිම කාලය. Right? 12 minutes. Great. So you have to practice there. Right? Next one, visual aids. So here your visual aid is the PowerPoint presentation. But do not limit to that. If you want, you can use videos. Video එකක් use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? And I don't know, anything. You can even use audio clips or video or picture or part of a movie. Movie එකකින් කැලක් play කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? How to make your presentation interesting. That's up to you. Right? පුතාගේ presentation එක interesting ද boring ද? Boring නැතුව interesting කරගන්නේ කොහොමද? That's up to you. That's your talent. You have Google, you have internet, so just search how to make a good presentation. Right? There are so many YouTube tutorials. It's easy. Right? So, using visual aids. And if you want, you can also make some posters or something using uh, bristle boards, A4s, right? But that's optional. अनिवार्य नहीं, right? But if you do a really interesting presentation, you will score higher marks. Presentation එක මේ කියන key factors වලට අනුව හදලා තියෙනවා නම් interesting නම් you will get highest marks, right? That's up to you. Okay, next we will see when making a presentation, what are the things we should consider, right? When making a presentation, number one, this is important, right? We have to keep it short and up to the point, just like the formal email. අපි formal email එකෙත් කතා කරා නේද? Keep it short and up to the point කියලා. Just like that, here also we should keep it short and up to the point, right? And we should avoid lengthy paragraphs. Presentation එක පිරෙන්න අපි දානවා paragraphs. පටන් ගත්ත first slide එකේ ඉඳන් ඉවර වෙනකම් paragraph. Internet search කරන topic එක we will copy and copy කරපු ටික හැමෝම paste කරනවා slide එකේ. No, I will not give marks. Right? If you are copying and pasting from internet, I will not give marks. I have plagiarism software. Right? Plagiarism software කියන්නේ මොනවද? ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකෙන් එහෙමම copy paste කරාද නැද්ද කියලා හොයාගන්න softwares තියෙනවා. Right? They are called plagiarism software. So I just have to upload your presentation and then එක red color එකෙන් පෙන්නනවා copy paste කරලා තියෙන මොනවද කියලා.
Okay, children, I'm so sorry. There's a power cut. And it seems I can't share the screen. Okay, it's fine. I will upload the presentation later. Right, I will discuss the key points. So, number one, you have to keep it short and up to the point. Right? You are here, right? Can you hear me, Amali?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So, number one, keep it short and up to the point. Avoid lengthy paragraphs. Paragraphs දාන්න එපා. It should be bulleted list. You have the bullet list in PowerPoint, right? Use this list and then write in point form, not complete sentences, right? Write in point form. Number two, select the right font. So there are creative fonts, cursive, right? Don't use them. They are difficult to read. It is difficult for the audience to read them, right? So you can use these fonts: Verdana, Calibri, Helvetica, Times New Roman, or Arial. You can use these fonts. I will tell you again. Verdana, Calibri, Helvetica, Times New Roman, or Arial. You can use these fonts in your presentation. Next, select the correct font size. Font size. For title, minimum 24. Title, again, topic, minimum font size 24. For the body, minimum font size should be 18. Right? So I will tell you again. If you want, you can write this down. Number 1, keep it short and up to the point. Keep it short and up to the point. Number 2, select the right font. Number 3, select the correct font size. Headers, the topic 24, body 18. Number 4, select the correct font color. Select the correct font color. You can use a font color that contrasts with the background. Right? It should contrast with the background. I will try to connect this one again. Please wait. Okay, so example, blue font on white background. It is easier to read, right? So the font color should differ, contrast, not the same font color and the background color. It should be different. Okay, the power came back. I think we can show the presentation. Wait, I will share the screen. Okay, please give me. Please give me a minute, Putha. Okay, so I called Mr. Gihan.
Okay, he will make me the host again. Please give me a second, and sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, thank you, Mr. Gihan. So, can you see the presentation now, Amali?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Okay, we were discussing the third point. Select the correct font size. Title 24, body 18. And then select the correct font color. Font color should be different from the background, right? Okay, if you look at my presentation, you can see I have used dark blue for the topic and the background it is white. Can you see? So, and the font color is black. Then it is easy to read. And you can also use blue font on a white background. That is also correct, right? Don't use the same font and same background color. If the background color is blue and font color is also blue, it is difficult to read, right? Next, use color to reinforce the logic of your structure. What does that mean? For an example, light blue title and dark blue text. You can use the same color, dark and light color, for topic and body. Then it is more like the flow. The structure is very convenient. It is professional, right? Number 5, use visual data. Use visual data. If you want to represent a lot of data, use visuals instead of text. Example, images, graphs, diagrams, and tables. Right? අර ස්ලයිඩ් එක පිරෙන්න වචන දානවට වඩා ඒ වචන වලින් කියන දේ අපිට graph එකකින් pie charts එකකින් pie chart එකකින් පෙන්වන්න පුළුවන් නම් it is more effective, right? So you can use these types of visual presentations. අපි paragraph එකක් දානවට වඩා ඒක image එකකින් පෙන්වන්න පුළුවන් නම් use an image. It's okay, right? So it will be more user friendly. It will be more user friendly. Number 6, proofread your slides for spelling mistakes, the use of repeated words, grammatical errors you might have made, right? So this is an English diploma. So obviously the presentation, that is the final stage of the diploma, right? So you can't make any spelling or grammar mistakes, right? You have to proofread. Proofread කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Assignment එකක් වුණත්, presentation එකක් වුණත්, we have to proofread even the final paper. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි යමක් කරාට පස්සේ මුලින් ඉඳන් ආපහු කියවලා බලන්න ඕනේ අඩුපාඩු තියනවාද කියලා. Spelling mistakes තියනවාද? Grammatical errors තියනවාද? Right? We have to check from the beginning. Okay, now you have some work to do. We have Saumya, Amali, Chamodi and Ruanti. Okay, number 1, Saumya. Can you tell me what's the best slide? A or B?
B.
B. Why do you think so?
It is clear.
It is clear. Why is it clear?
Mm, Color different.
Color difference. What else? Compare it with slide A. Compare A and B. Yes? Point form. Very good. And what can you tell about slide A?
It is not clear.
It is not clear. Why?
Color different is very dark color.
Yes. Can you see the third line? You can't read it.
Yes.
Right? Bad slides using color schemes that make it hard to read the word. That is the same color of the background. So you can't read the sentence. Right? Okay, what else? What about the size?
Size is small.
Yes, the first sentence. The size is too small. Slide A, first sentence. Right? Okay, good. Okay, next on Amali. Please tell me what is the best slide?
Slide A.
Slide A. Why do you think so?
In slide we cannot read the font clearly. And the background it doesn't match with font color.
Okay, good. So here, slide A, it is the best slide because it contrasts with the background, right? Background is dark and the font color is light. Background is black, font color is white. Then we can easily read. And the font is also clear. The font type is clear. But slide B, they have used a cursive font, cursive letters. So it is difficult to read. So it is a creative font, but it is not good for a presentation because it is really difficult to read. Next one, Chamodi. Chamodi. Chamodi, are you there? Okay, Chamodi is not here. Yes, Chamodi. What is the best slide? A or B? Yes. Yes, Chamodi. What is the best slide?
Slide A.
Slide A. Why do you think so? Why? Yes. Samadhi. Okay, I think maybe she has some signal issues. Fine. So, if we look, can I ask the question from someone else? Ruanti? Ruanti?
Slide A, madam.
A. Why?
It is clear.
It's clear.
Background is white.
Hmm.
Front color is black.
Hmm.
Therefore, we can read easily.
Yes. What do you think about slide B?
Mm, it is difficult read.
Hmm.
It is read too difficult
Hmm.
because the front have multicolor.
Yes.
And it is not clear.
It's not clear. Okay, good. Correct. So if we look at these two slides, slide A, although it has used colors and it has used colors, multicolors for only one word, colorful. For that word, you have used colors. It's okay, right? To make the slide interesting, you have used different colors. And um, it suits the topic. Isn't that so? It suits the topic. Colorful semantics. It's fine. But in slide B, if you can see the first sentence, they have used yellow color. Yellow color font is difficult to read. It's not clear. So it doesn't contrast with the background. So it makes it hard to read, right? And sometimes you like to use different colors, sometimes for the background, right? But it is not professional. If you are making a professional presentation, don't use so many colors. Stick to a color theme. Maximum 2 colors is enough. If you can use the same light and dark of the same color, it is much better, right? It is professional. So if we use so many colors, it distracts the audience. It distracts the audience, right? And it is annoying. Audience එකට දැක්කහම ඒක අර පාට ගොඩක් තියෙද්දි එපා වෙනවා බලන් ඉන්න, right? Annoying. And you don't have to use a different color for each point. Bulleted list එක නම් point එකෙන් point එකට එක එක colors දාන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Right? Only the topic should be in a different color. That depends. And you can be creative, but you should also be professional, right? Okay, next one. So Modi has some signal issue, so I will ask from Saumya. Saumya,
Yes, teacher.
what's the best slide?
Graph A.
Graph A. Why?
Mm, Font color is black.
Hmm.
Mm, and it is clear.
Yes. What do you think about slide B? Yes, Soumya?
It haven't
Can you read? Can you read it?
or graphs. I
Yes.
can't read.
Slide. No, you can't read it. Why?
It is not man.
The font size?
Is small.
Yes, the font size is too small. Okay, good. So here we have used graphs, right? I told you rather than using lengthy paragraphs, it is better to use graphs, images, and pie charts, right? But when you are using graphs, you have to be careful. Why? Because if you can't read the axis or the topic of the graph, it is useless, right? If you can't read the topic and the x and y axis of the graph, what is the point of using a graph? So slide B, you can't read anything. You have represented data, that's okay, but you can't read anything, right? You can't read the labels. But slide A, you can read the labels. Items sold in first quarter of 2002. Right? Easily we can read. So it is about some balls, blue balls and red balls. They can use different colors. Right? So it is easy. It is easy to understand the information using this graph. Right? And in graph B, you can see there are horizontal lines. Those lines make it boring, right? And make it look complex. But graph A, it is more simple. So when you are making a presentation, more simple, the better, right? Be simple and short and sweet. Like we say, be short and sweet. Okay, we will move on to the next one. Uh, Ruanti. Ruanti,
Slide B, madam.
slide B. Why?
Mm, Slide B is clear.
Hmm. What can you tell me about the
We can
background?
read easily.
Hmm.
Uh, Background is white.
Hmm.
Front color is dark blue.
Hmm. What about slide A?
Mm, Slide A is not clear.
Hmm.
Background
Why?
is so many color, and
Hmm.
front color is blue.
Hmm.
Therefore,
Okay, correct. Good.
We can't read A.
Yes, we can't read A. Okay, good. Okay, you can see these two slides, right? We will look at the background. Background of A and B. Background of A, it is too much colorful, right? You might like colors, but don't use multicolors in a background of a slide, right? Maybe if it is for kids, it will be fine, right? But for professional presentations, do not use multicolors, right? It is not only for this diploma, even when you are doing your degree or masters, right? Or if you are doing any presentations in the universities, right? Or in your company, at your workplace, remember these things, right? So this background, it should be simple. If the background is light color, use a dark color font. If the background is black, font color should be white. If the background is white, use a dark font color. Simple as that. So if you look at slide A, it is distracting, right? It distracts the audience and it is difficult to read. So you have to be consistent with your background and your font color. If you look at slide B, you can see for the title, it has a dark color background, right? It is like a slightly dark blue. And the title, the font color of the title is white. Dark background, white font. And the body or the text, what is the background color? White. And the font color, blue. So it is calming, right? It is really relaxing for the mind to look at this slide, right? And it is professional. Only two colors, blue and white. So I'm not asking all of you to use the same color. You can use different colors. Maybe purple and white. Or maybe black and white. I don't know, right? You are free to choose your color. But I'm telling you to remember this concept, right? Background should contrast with the font color. That's all. You can use any color you want. Don't stick to this one, right? Make your slides interesting. Fine. So the final topic. This is your topic for the presentation, right? And I will give marks for this one. The topic, life in 2050. That is 30 years from now, right? Life in the future. If you can remember, we also did a lesson on this. Can you remember, children? Those who have the handbook, I think we did a lesson on this. Something about future. Please take your handbooks and find the lesson on future. Yes, I found it. Can you please turn to page 55? Yes, in your handbook. Amali, you have to take a handbook. Handbook එකක් නෑ නේද පුතා?
නෑ මිස්.
හරි. පුතා ඉල්ල ගන්න ඔෆිස් එකෙන් handbook එක.
හරි.
Okay. So those who have the handbook, please turn to page 55. page 55, you have life in the future. So it has details about technology, future of work, future of food, and future of health. Right? You can get an idea about this reading this lesson. Right? So this is not something strange. We have already done this about future. So the topic is life in 2050. You have to include these subtopics. Include the following. Number 1, technology. 2, food. 3, transportation. 4, health and medicine. 5, entertainment. That means music, arts and dancing, right? And drama. 6, education. 7, environment and climate change. So you can use many things under this topic, right? And then architecture, also agriculture, business and jobs. Finally, would you like the life in 2050? Why? Give reasons. So you have to include all these subtopics in your presentation, right? You can use pictures, you can use videos, right? You can search internet, you can use part of a movie, right? It is up to you. You can select what you include in your presentation, but I will give marks for these points. You have to include these 11 points in your presentation, right? Okay. What can you include in under? Yes, do you have any question? No? Fine. So, we will briefly look at these subtopics. Number 1, technology. So, in 2050, what would the technology look like? Technology එක 2050 කොහොම වේද? You have to predict. අනුමාන කරලා ලියන්න පුළුවන්. Right? If you search internet, you can find many things under this topic. Right? There are pictures, videos and everything. So you just have to search. Search and search and search. Right? So number 1, technology. What is technology? What are the technical devices we are using for this lecture? Yes, Ruanti? What is the meaning of technology? Ruanti? What is the meaning of technology?
Auction.
Yes.
Auction.
Yes. What are the technical devices we use? Okay, so let's see. There are some technical difficulties, right? So that's about technology. Okay, who can tell me? Soumya, can you tell me? What is technology?
තාක්ෂණය
Yes. What are the technical devices we use for this presentation, for this lecture? What are the technical devices?
Internet,
Yes.
um, computers,
Hmm.
laptops,
Hmm.
TV,
Hmm.
projectors.
Yes, good. Good, correct. So all these things we call it technology, right? The laptops, mobile phones, the internet, right? And even the rice cooker, television, washing machine, all these things are technical devices, right? Anything, a machine we use to make our day-to-day life easy, we call it technology, right? So what will the technology will look like, what the technology would look like in 2050? You have to find out. Next, food. So how would the food look like? Would they stop farming? Would there be no paddy fields? Right? Would there be only a tablet containing all the vitamins and minerals and everything? Without eating, you will just take this like take this tablet, right? Like that, it would change. It is the future, right? How do you think this food would change? Write your ideas. Number three, transportation, right? Transport, the vehicles. Would there be buses or would there be flying cars, right? Transportation. Number four, health and medicine. Health and medicine. So, in the future, what would the hospitals look like? What would the medicine look like? Right? Number five, entertainment. Music, arts, and drama, right? The TV shows, whatever. All these entertainment procedures, how would they change? Right? Would they would they be able to project? Right? Maybe um, maybe the person would be not here, but we can see the holograph, right? What is a holograph? අර පෙන්වන්නේ වෙනම රූපේ විතරක් පෙන්වනවා. Right? The person is not here, but we can see the video like in a projector. Right? So these things will come in the future. And then education. What would happen to education, right? In the schools, would there be books? Or would the books be, um, there would be maybe no books. And the books will be replaced with laptops, tabs, I don't know, right? Can be anything. So many changes. There won't be any blackboards, no whiteboards. Maybe there would be smart boards, right? And then environment and climate change. What will happen to the environment? What will happen to the animals and forest, rivers, the natural resources? What will happen to them? And climate change, right? Would there be oxygen in the future? Would there be enough oxygen? We don't know, right? And then architecture, the buildings. The shapes of the buildings may be changed, right? There will be buildings like maybe like balls, right? The circular buildings. I don't know, right? So, but it will be different from the current world. දැනට තියෙනවට වඩා ගොඩාක් වෙනස් වෙයි. මොකද අවුරුදු 30කින්. Right? Next, agriculture. the farming, right? The animal farms and these paddy fields and everything, how would they change? How would the agriculture change? Right? It's about both animal farming and what can I say? Uh, about the food we grow, right? The plants we grow. How would they change? Would they be done by machines, robots, right? Next on business and jobs. Some jobs will not be in 2050. There will be new jobs, right? Like maybe the vehicles would be automated, right? Like autopilot, driversලා නැතුව නිකන් driversලා නැතුව දුවන වාහන තියෙන්න පුළුවන් ඉස්සරහට, right? එතකොට මේ driversලාගේ job එක නැති වෙනවා. There will be no jobs for drivers. Like that, in the future, the job market, it will be different. There will be new jobs. So, මොනවද මේ අලුතෙන් එන jobs? Write your ideas. Last one, would you like the life in 2050? තව අවුරුදු 3කින් අපිත් ඉඳින්නේ නේද? හින්දි කියලා හිතමු. So, would you like the life in 2050? Why? If you don't like, give me the reasons why you don't like it, right? So include these things in your presentation. I think it's clear. So I will give you the format. So this is the format of your presentation, right? So I will give marks for the format as well, right? So follow this format. Number 1, topic. The first slide should be the topic. Number 2, introduction. The next few slides, introduction. What are you going to do? මොකද්ද presentation එකකින් කරන්න යන්නේ? Introduction. Number 3. And remember, when you do the introduction, you should describe your reason. Why are you doing this presentation? Introduction එක කියලා මේ 2050 මෙහෙමයි වෙන්නේ කියන එක නෙමෙයි. පුතා ඇයි මේ presentation එක කරන්නේ? Why are you doing this presentation? එකෙන් audience එකට ගන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් තියෙනවද? Audience එකට ගන්න පුළුවන් මොනවද? Right? That should be under introduction. Is it clear? Right. Next, body or the content. Here you can use those subtopics: education, agriculture, jobs, health, right? For these each topic, you can use 1 or 2 slides, right? And finally, conclusion. Conclusion, the ending. Your final thoughts, right? So you can see the maximum number of slides should be 25. Maximum 25 slide 25ට වැඩි වෙන්න බෑ. අඩු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So it should be 20 to 25. 20ත් 25ත් අතර slides. Right? 25ට වැඩි වෙන්න බෑ. 25ට වැඩි වුණොත් I will reduce marks. Right? Next, minimum font size of title 40. Okay, in this slide, what is the title? Presentation format. That is the title, right? So the title of the slide should be minimum 40. අඩු මහතලිය. ඊට වඩා අඩු වෙන්න බෑ. ඊට වඩා වැඩි වෙන්න පුළුවන්, right? Minimum font size of the body. So in this slide, this topic, introduction, body, conclusion, this is the body. The font size of the body should be minimum 20. අඩුම 20යි. 20ට වඩා අඩු වෙන්න බෑ. right? Mr. Tadaduna, the audience can't see. Last row එකටත් slide එක පේන්න ඕන. Right? And videos or visual aids are optional. Optional කියන්නේ පුතාලා කැමති නම් use කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් use කරන්න නැතුව ඉන්නත් පුළුවන්. That is optional. Right? Okay. Now tell me, are there any questions? Amali,
No,
do you
madam.
have any questions? Yes? Amali, I can't hear you, Puta.
No, madam, I have no questions.
Yes. You have no questions. I couldn't hear you, Puta. It's not clear.
Hello?
Hello? Do you have any questions?
No, miss, when we should submit the presentation?
You should submit. You should email it to me on next Saturday.
Okay.
On or before next Saturday.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, miss.
Fine. Fine. So you should email me, right? Don't send it on WhatsApp. Email me and I will send you my email address to the group. So email the presentation on or before Saturday. On or before next Saturday. Soumya, do you have any questions? Soumya?
ටීචර් අපි මේක කරන්න ඕනේ මේ එතකොට වීඩියෝ එකක්ද?
නෑ පුතේ නෑ. PowerPoint presentation එක විතරයි එවන්නේ. අපි present කරන්නේ class පටන් ගත්තාම.
හරි. ඕකේ ටීචර්.
එතකොට PowerPoint presentation එක තමයි මට මේල් කරන්න ඕනේ සෙනසුරාදාට කලින්. හරි නේද?
හරි ටීචර් එකේ ස්ලයිඩ් කීයක් විතර තියෙන්න ඕනේද?
That's what I told you. මේ තියෙන maximum number of slides 25.
ඕකේ ටීචර්.
format එක දීලා. Okay. And Ruanti, do you have any questions?
නෑ මැඩම් කරගෙන යද්දි මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබ්බොත්
Okay. කරගෙන යද්දි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබ්බොත් මට කෝල් කරලා අහන්න පුතේ. හරිද? Okay. I don't know what happened to Shamodi. Maybe some signal issues again. So that's it. This is about the presentation. So you should email me the PowerPoint presentation on or before next Saturday. I will upload the video to the group and also about the presentation topic and all. So if you don't have any questions, I think we can wind up the session for today. Okay then. Thank you for joining the session, children. Have a nice day. Good luck with your presentations. Okay, goodbye then.
goodbye madam, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Okay.